good morning, good afternoon. Amazing agents. This is Coach Bill Pipes coming at you as always, alive, excited, and full of energy. Full of 2015 energy, baby. So I just want to start off because this is the first time I've gotten a chance to see you here in the new year. And I just want to wish you a very, very happy new year. I know, we've gotten people emailing us, telling us how their year's going. We know you guys are off to an incredible start and that you're working hard, you're implementing new strategies. Many of you, your business is just taken off, and we couldn't be happier at the success that you're having. We got such great feedback on the interview that we did last month with Mr. Tim Smith, so thank you for that. Boy, to start the year off, do I have a treat for you. But before I introduce her to you, I just want to start by saying that we at the Tom Ferry organization are really pumped for 2015. We are so excited, incredibly enthusiastic, and very optimistic about 2015. And you may ask, why? Because, why is it that we're more excited about this year than any other year that we've had at our company? Well, here's why. We know that the markets right now, we're watching markets change just a little bit, and we know that there's still certain markets that are on fire. There's certain markets that are beginning to stabilize a little bit, beginning to sort of become more of a normal market. And here's why we're excited. Great agents like yourself, okay, incredible agents, the ones that year in, year out, make a lot of money, provide great service for their clients, and continue to grow, you're going to really thrive in the type of market that we believe that we're going into right now. In fact, we're going into what I would call a skills-based market. What does that mean? It means that your skills, your mindset, your confidence that you have, it's really going to begin to shine. See, as I stated in some of the previous Real Success interviews that we've had, in the past, the market was so hot, like on fire, that if you showed up and you didn't say anything relatively too unintelligent, you looked professional, right? You could take listings, they were selling, buyers were highly, highly motivated. Now, what we're moving into is a market where your skills matter, a market where what you say matters, a market where the great agents like yourself are really going to shine, and really there's going to be a difference between the good, the bad, and the proverbial ugly, right? Okay. And we're excited to be able to support you on that. The other reason that we're really pumped, that we're super excited, is that this year we're up in our game. We are really getting out into the marketplace as much as we can. Last year we did about 7 or 8 really large events. We're going from 7 or 8 extremely large events to about 135 scheduled events. That means we're going to be out in the markets, out in the industry 135 times, giving great agents like yourself support. So we're going to be coming to your neighborhoods a lot more so that you can come in, get the training, get the support, and keep kicking butt, taking names every single day. We're also going to do about 200 to 300 smaller events, coming into offices, coming into the brokerages, coming into the boards. We're doing everything that we can to be able to keep you ahead of the curve, to keep you relevant, to keep your strategies fresh, and help you sharpen that edge as well too. Plus, on top of all that, we're also doing a lot more of these. We're planning on doubling the amount of the Real Success interviews that we're doing. We've gotten such great feedback, such great comments on what you're learning and how you're growing and how you're using these strategies. So we're going to double the amount of Real Successes that we're doing. Plus, Tom's got his new show, the Tom Ferry Show. If you haven't seen that, guys, it is absolutely fantastic. Brand new relevant material that Tom's bringing to you, interviewing some incredible individuals as well too. So be sure to catch that. And plus, one last thing, we believe, as I said earlier, that this is a skills-based market, guys and gals. And since it is a skills-based market, we're bringing a brand new event to you called our Sales Edge. And what it is, it's 3 days of intense training on knowing exactly what to say in every situation, having an incredible listing presentation, having an incredible buyer presentation, finding out how to generate leads without spending any more money, because what you say matters. So if you're interested in any of that, be sure to take a look at tomferry.com. There's a whole list of everything, and that we're offering all the events, as well as when we're going to be in your neighborhood, when we're going to be in your market to give you support. Okay? So can't wait to see you. All right. So I was reading the Wall Street Journal yesterday, or actually it was a couple days ago, last week, and I came in, I was checking into a hotel in Orange County, and there was the Wall Street Journal. I looked down, and on the front page, at the very bottom, it said, "The week that your dreams and New Year's resolutions die." And I looked at it, I went, holy cow. And at first it grabbed my attention. Great title to be able to grab attention. And so while I was checking in, I grabbed the journal, I started reading it, and started talking about how this is the week, last week, third week, fourth week of the year. Everyone's made their resolutions, January 1st, January the 2nd. By week number 3, by week number 4, they are beginning to die. They're beginning to fall off. Listen, I know you guys are coming out strong. You came out of the gates on fire. All my coaching clients right now, okay, even the wonderful woman that we get to interview today is just on fire in terms of their activities and in terms of what they're doing. But here's what we know. Inspiration over time dies. I'm going to say it again. Inspiration over time dies. And so what I wanted to do today, because I know that there's really like 3 different types of people that are in the industry of real estate. In essence, there's really 3 types of people that are out in the world today. There's those people that start, they get going, it gets tough, and they stop. And they never start up again until next year. Then they set a New Year's resolution, they start, they stop, they give up, and then they start all over again. That's group number 1. And there's a lot. In fact, I would say a large portion of the population out there is group number 1. Group number 2 are they start, and then they get going, and then they get busy, and then life happens, and they stop. And then all of a sudden something happens, a month later, and then they start again. And then they get going in momentum, and then they stop. And then their year consists of start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Totally okay, and I want you to understand there's nothing wrong with it, but that's exhausting, and you never really get out of this sort of concentration phase where you're working hard but not seeing results. You never get out of concentration into momentum where it gets easy if you're staying in group number 2. And group number 3, that's what we're looking at today. Group number 3 is the men and women in the industry, in the world out there, that they start, they're committed, it gets tough, and then they don't stop. They push through the resistance. They have their breakthrough, and they regroup, re-strategize, and they keep going where everyone else has stopped. Now, here's what I know. Those are the men and the women that actually are owning their marketplace in real estate. Those are the men and the women that change the world. Those are the men and the women that when we read the history books, that we know their names because they were able to keep going where everyone else has stopped. They're consistent, they're disciplined, and they're resilient. The woman that I get to introduce to you today is one of those special group 3 individuals that has just kept pushing, kept going for years, and her business actually has shown up and has exploded over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's with my pleasure to bring into our Real Success interview, our first one of the year, the amazing, incredible Eileen Rivera. Eileen, say hello to everybody.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Hi to everybody else as well.
Great, Eileen. Well, I want to give them a little rundown on just who you are. I mean, because it really is exciting. How long have we known each other, Eileen? How long have you and I been in the same space and known each other?
When did you start your affiliation with a coaching company?
My gosh, that was probably 1996, 1997. It's been...
Well, I probably met you in 98, 97, 98.
97, 98. How long have you been in the industry? How long have you been selling real estate?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. Fantastic. And in 2012, you were selling about 50 homes. I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
in Orange County, you're in Long Beach.
Right.
And I'll give you a chance to sort of like give your information. So because if there's Long Beach referrals, I want them to go to you, obviously, right? So 2012, you sold 50 homes. Amazing number for anyone in Orange County. And then in 2013, you had like phenomenal leap forward. How many homes did you guys sell in 2013?
2013, we closed the year at 83 closed transactions and a few things in escrow. That was in 2012 was when Tom started talking to all his coaching clients about team building. And I remember the first time I heard Tom Ferry say to a group of us, you want to build a team that outperforms you. And I thought, I don't know anybody out there that's willing to do what I do. How can I build a team that outperforms me? Well, of course, I'm a little slow listening to my coach sometimes, but I always get around because there's no going back. It's been phenomenal.
Excellent. So 2013, 83 homes sold, right? 2014 now, 83 to 90. Okay, so 2014 you sold 90 homes. Amazing number as well. I mean, there's top 1% of all agents in Orange County doing those numbers. So, and you and I were talking about this before we started the interview, and obviously, me, for those of you that don't know, I have the privilege of coaching Eileen and her team, which is really, like I said, I'm grateful for. 2013, 2014, 7 transactions more. Tell us a little bit about that, because we're always seeing individuals like double and triple. So what happened 2013, 2014?
Well, 2013 was a quantum leap for us. So 2014 was all about stabilization, having the right admin in place, putting the right systems in place, the checklist, the accountability, the coaching component for the team. Really, it would have been, I think it would have been counterproductive to think that that was going to be one of those years that we were going to grow another 30 or 40%. Now, this year, working with you, I know that we'll probably be up about 30%, 30, 35% in 2015, but it's planned, it's systematic, it's according to the plan. We know how we're going to get there. So when you take the mystery out, it's just about following the systems.
Nice. And this year, I mean, it's interesting because I look at 2014, you got all the right people in place. You worked on the team. Really, I look at 2015 for you. I mean, the goal is 125 homes sold, going from 90 to 125. Do you believe that this is the year that your team will outperform you?
Oh, absolutely. Even last year, we were pretty much at that place. So certainly this year, that'll happen. They're phenomenal.
Good. And so today, and Eileen, as you know, and for all of our listeners, the goal out of this program is that we bring you real agents like Eileen, sharing their real strategies so that you can actually have the success and seeing the real success that they have. And as we all know, if all that we do is identify people that are succeeding at a high level, I mean, anyone would love to have this growth. And we identify their strategies, we just have to duplicate it. And we can duplicate their results by duplicating the strategies that they use as well, too. So, Eileen, I'm committed today that everyone who's listening here, because I'm sure we've all been through, we've experienced, you've probably been through it, this time of the year now, 3-4 weeks into January, it's sort of like the newness of the year has worn off, and the reality of this is going to be 10, 11 months more of hard work to be able to hit our goals. Okay, I want them to walk away, and I want all of our listeners for you to walk away with 3 or 4 phenomenal strategies that can create consistency so that you can keep going when everybody else stops. Because if you can keep going when everyone else stops, you're going to win the game. So, Eileen, is this normal? Do you feel it's normal for people to be feeling a little bit of this potentially, that, oh my gosh, this has gotten a little bit harder, I've gotten busier? Can you talk to us a little bit about that, if you would, please?
I see it all the time, and of course I've experienced it. I so appreciate what you said at the very beginning, Bill, in your presentation of, the roller coaster, don't make it wrong. It's okay. Getting busy is a good thing. So to me, it's constantly, when you look at, when all the agents out there listening to this look at their business, it's how do you build that consistency? And to some degree, I think there continues to be a roller coaster whenever there's growth and you have big ambitions. Just make sure that it's continually happening at a higher level, right? So if you're an agent who consistently wants to do 3 transactions a month, like you never want to do less than 3, well then create the roller coaster being, oh my gosh, I did 3 this month and 5 next month and 4 the month after that, and then I'm back to 3, right? So it's all about improving and building something that for you, for each individual agent, is a minimum standard.
Awesome. I love that idea. I really think that you're onto something there, where if we look at and say, okay, great, my height was 3 transactions a month or 2 transactions a month in 2014. I'm now going to make that my minimum standard. That's going to be the bottom level of the roller coaster itself, right? So a mental shift in terms of that. So tell us, what do you do to keep yourself as, at a high level of motivation throughout the year? What are some strategies that you found work well for you to keep yourself moving forward?
Well, I remember you more than a decade ago, and Tom and a few others talking about mindset, and I was already almost 40 years old, and I remember thinking no one had ever told me that we're constantly, throughout the entire day, doing affirmations. Now, are you going to do affirmations about the positive and the possibility, or is your affirmation going to be that you're walking through the day saying, oh my gosh, I messed that up? Right? You have to be conscious of what's going on in there, because mindset, to me, that's a foundation of what you build. Just like last year was stabilization for my team, for each individual person, you've got to control what's going on between your ears. It reflects in how you walk, how you talk, how you interact with your clients. It certainly reflects in your language. So I think mindset is critical, and I think it's just a habit. Come on, you guys. That's not hard. You just have to commit to it, right? I can't get up tomorrow and decide I'm going to go run a marathon, but I can get up tomorrow morning and decide that from now until my very last day on this earth, I'm going to do affirmations. That's just a decision. It's not hard. Like, there's no excuse to not be doing affirmations every day, all day.
I love what you just said, Eileen, is, in all the interviews that we've had, we had Tim Smith last month. Tim Smith said, yes, he's controlling what's going on in his head every single day. Tom Toole, the great expired king, right, of Philadelphia, same thing. He says, hey, not only am I practicing my scripts, I'm practicing what's going on in my head. Give us like a 3 or 4 step process that we could use like this next week or even tomorrow that would, or maybe that you use, that would just get us in like that level 10 mindset to be able to take on the day.
So whatever your goals are, whatever you designed in your business plan, take a minute and look at those things and create affirmations around that. So, one of my affirmations, again, and it's not, I have a morning routine that I do. I do my 10-10. I think most everyone's familiar with that on this call, but if not, it's I write 10 things that I'm grateful for and 10 things I want to attract into my life. Tom taught me that. I added a component of 5 things I'm committed to. Because there's a difference between, that clarity of intention and then what am I in charge of. So I put down 5 things that I'm committed to. One of my things I'm committed to every day, is perfect follow-up. Perfect follow-up. It's a game changer. So back to looking at the business plan. When you look at the business plan, what are your goals? 75 closed transactions, 25 closed transactions. Turn that into an affirmation. If you say, this year, you say thousands of times throughout the year, I will close 25 transactions this year. I will close 25 transactions. I mean, really, over and over again. And I know somebody's got to be listening that's resisting, because I did once upon a time. Try it for a year. Try it for a year. It's
How about even if we just get them to try it for 7 days or 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
Okay. You'll notice a difference. So review your goals. So every morning you're reviewing your goals. Every morning and throughout the day you're doing affirmations. You've got your 10-10 process. You're writing down 10 things you're grateful for, 10 things that actually, 5 things that you're committed to, right?
Yep.
And what's so the 10-10, one's 10 things you're grateful for, the other 10 is?
Things you want to attract into your life. So on my 10 things I want to attract into my life, always is a come list me call. And when I put that on my 10-10, it's always like, I play games with myself because I used to write that when I thought, oh, I think I'm close on with so and so. Now when I write a come list me call, my mindset is one that I know nothing about. Like just an opportunity is going to appear. One of my affirmations for years has been, there is opportunity surrounds me. I just have to pay attention. Whether I'm in the supermarket, in the bank, talking to a coaching client, there is opportunity everywhere. Pay attention, seize it.
And see, if you're not affirming that, you're not going to be able to pick up on it. You'll actually just be going through your day, and your reticular activating system, that little portion of the brain that points things out, won't pick it up. I love it. So this whole morning routine, I think, is fantastic. I think it really sets the stage. So there's number one. I mean, absolutely. How about this? I'm busy now. Okay, like my first 3 weeks, maybe I was a little bit busy in the year. I've now gotten busy. How do I manage this all? How do I still stick with what I committed to? Maybe it's like doing my daily prospecting, my lead follow-up. Okay, how do I still do those basic things now that I've gotten busy and I've got more transactions and my time is getting crunched?
You have to, again, it's minimum standards, right? For every part of your life, it's minimum standards. So if you've gotten busy and you've fallen off on the prospecting, the clients that you're busy with, are you asking them for referrals? The deals that you're closing, are you asking them for referrals? The open houses that you're running around at, are you there just like your mindset is because I told my seller I was going to do this, or is it about opportunity? Who am I going to meet? Who am I going to be able to help? Who's going to be the listing lead? So again, it's that opportunity. And if you're busy, one of the things that you absolutely owe it to yourself to do is one day, for me it's Sunday, you look at what's happened this week. What happened the last 7 days? You have to stop long enough to critique, evaluate, because as much as we have checklists for our systems. We have daily accountability checklists for our teams and our prospecting. I think one of the most important things that we need to look at in our calendar is not what to put in, but what to eliminate. And that's where you develop some balance with priorities. You shouldn't be eliminating talking to clients. The one thing you can't outsource is the gift and the talent that you have. So that needs to be used in your number one priority area, whether that's being a lead generator, a CEO, a team leader, a rockstar listing agent. What is it that you're best at that's a straight line between you and a paycheck? Of course, helping clients the whole way along that line. That's what you have to be doing.
So Eileen, I love this Sunday evening planning idea. All right, it's something that I've been doing for years. I think I got it from Tom years ago, and he said, hey, I remember I'm on a call with Tom. He goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm hanging with the family. I go, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I'm planning out my week. I'm sure you're going to be doing it soon. I'm like, yeah, I sure will. And I love it because he just so leads by example. What is your Sunday routine of review and planning? Can you take us through what you're looking at, what you're, how you're getting your week set up? Because I know this, and you do too, and everyone who's listening, the more time you spend planning, the less time you have to spend in implementation. Okay. In fact, I heard the figure that every minute you spend planning appropriately, you save 7 minutes in implementation from our good friend Brian Tracy. So what is that process for planning out the week? How do you do it? How can we do it?
So for many years, it was an hour and a half. I started building a team, and Sunday really needed 2 hours of my focused intention for what we were going to accomplish the following week. Now coaching, some Sundays I spend 3 hours planning for the week. But I have to tell you, Sunday evening is so relaxing, being with my husband, or if we see the grandkids, when all of that is done. When it's done, I feel calm, at peace. I'm ready for the week. It's like I'm ready to conquer the week, not just tomorrow's Monday. So with my coaching clients, I go over my notes from the last week, make sure that I'm in integrity. Is there anything that I still need to get to them before we talk this week? With my clients, with my real estate clients, what I look at is look at the whole week. Look at from last Sunday to Saturday. I identify the wins, but I spend some time on, okay, what else can we do? You know, I think so-and-so needs a couple of extra touches this week. So I'm going to call them, my assistant's going to drop by. You know, how do we create raving fans? We have complete control over that. Thanks to you and Tom, you know, and Debbie and Christina and many people for years, I have the language to interact with my clients, and it doesn't always have to be me. Right? So again, raving fans. So my assistant can call, even though I talk to someone on Monday. And remember, everything I'm telling you ties to the calendar, because as these things are going through my brain, I'm calendaring them out. It's not a philosophical, oh, you know what, Bill seems stressed out. We really need to talk to him 2 or 3 times. No, it's, okay, Eileen, call Bill on Monday. Sandy, call Bill on Wednesday. You know, Grace, call Bill on Friday. Right? It's scheduled, it's intentional. The other thing is I'm really clear with myself about what did I waste time on. What did I waste time on last week? Because by God, I'm not going to do it again. And I've gotten
Awesome.
you know, better and better at that. So yeah, it creates a to-do list. I try not to bother my admin on the weekends and be respectful. I cannot tell you how much I use my notes in my phone to delegate. And one of the takeaways from this call, I would say to every agent out there, when you're driving around, when you're in the middle of something, and all of a sudden you have that inspiration of what you have to do on your team or with your client, do not go off track to pursue that inspiration, right? I know, we're artists. Don't. Take your phone, dictate it into your notes, put your phone down, and get back to your prospecting.
Awesome. I love it. So I got a couple of things here. So you sit down, you block out, like if I'm an agent that's selling 7, 8, 10 homes a year, I'm probably going to need what, like an hour? About like 30 minutes to an hour? Is that an appropriate amount of time, do you think?
Absolutely. If you're an agent that's selling 7 or 8 homes a year and you want to double, triple, and quadruple that, which you certainly can with the, you know, coaching and mentoring that you're getting with this company, I think some of that Sunday time has to be about not sitting on your calendar saying, okay, I'm going to have my prospecting time from 9 to 12 every day. No. Who are you going to call from 9 to 12? Get those phone numbers ready. Get those names ready. Oh, you're going to go out and knock one day? Really? What are you going to take? Are you going to take Zestimates? Are you going to take a just listed, just sold? I'm fine if you just take your smile and your business card, but you need to be clear on your calendar what you're going to do.
Excellent. So it's here. What am I going to get rid of? Okay. It's you know, what clients need that additional touch. They need that to create that raving fan experience. And what am I going to do this week to generate business? And getting all of that set from a lead generation strategy or even a marketing strategy for that week. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, 100%. Everything goes in there. Everything goes in the schedule. And when I say everything, do not become like some of my folks who know I love them dearly, some of my coaching clients, like, you know, micromanage to the second. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your calendar needs to be a picture of your priorities, and it needs to be a leg of your trip. Next week needs to be part of your GPS that gets you to the end of 2015. So when you look at it, when you're done tonight, when you're done next Sunday looking at it, is it congruent with your goals? And if it's not, you better spend another hour on it.
So Eileen, one of the things that you just touched on here, and I know it's totally off topic, but I'm going to throw it in here because I think it's one of your incredible strengths. You are just a pro at having people experience incredible customer service. They come back again and again. They choose to work with you. Your team has built an incredible referral-based business. Now, granted, you guys are still out prospecting, getting into the farms, calling expireds, doing all of these other pieces that others may not be doing. Can you tell us, could you give us like 2 or 3 great tips that we could do right away that would really create an amazing experience for our existing clients that we either have under contract or that we have that are active listings right now?
Do the unexpected. If we're talking about client service, just do the unexpected. So in a lot of little ways that can be done, again, and this you know me well enough, Bill, to know it's not because I'm pitching what you're teaching, but it's because I believe in what you're teaching. So much of doing the unexpected is language. It's skill-based. It's critical when a client is really upset about something and something's gone wrong with I am so frustrated, I can't even imagine how you must be feeling. You're in rapport, right? So those things, when the customer feels, this is something I tell my coaching clients and my team all the time. We think about the presentation table kind of like you and I are right now, even though I think everybody will see us side to side. You're there, I'm here, right? We're across the table from each other. Anytime you're trying to connect or deliver great customer service, your mindset needs to be that you're emotionally getting up and walking around the table and sitting next to them instead of across from them. It's not that you're not the professional. You show how much of a professional you are, though, with your knowledge and with your ability to be of service. Not sitting there being cocky and saying, well, you don't understand, which we've seen agents do. We have agents on the other side of a deal do that to us. So Raving fans, great customer service starts with listening, starts with empathy, and then can you do something about it? Whatever their problem is, can you help them? Sometimes they just need to be heard. That's 90% of the time. If your client feels heard, you are delivering great customer service.
Excellent. I love it. Okay, so customer service is all about making sure that they know we're on their side, making sure they know that they're heard. Is there anything that you guys do, like any special tips that you could give them? Any type of little secrets? I know we don't want to give away all the secrets, but any secrets that you guys have done in the past or things that you found have worked extremely well in terms of having clients go, wow, and it creates that wow factor for them?
I mean, we do, some of the old things are the best things. We do drop-bys. We're pretty social in our community because we're geo-farmers, so there's a lot of crossover between business and social and being out in the community. And again, I am committed to awareness. So we'll be out in the farm and there'll be a past client or an acquaintance or a lead at another table that, that one of my team members and I are out having dinner. And we don't say anything, no fuss, no anything, and we'll pick up the tab. It could be $20 at breakfast. It's not about a big grandiose gesture. It's about having a mindset that I'm looking for ways to help you. Now, I have people I work for that are CEOs or drivers, and great customer service with them has nothing to do with warm and fuzzy. It's all about efficiency, not bothering them. They love that I drive information to them without taking up their time. That's how I deliver great customer service to those folks.
Awesome. So it really varies depending upon the person, doesn't it? If you got someone that's a little bit more amiable, they're going to want that nice connection. Someone that's a little bit more of that driver personality, they want information fast, et cetera. So I love that you could actually probably fold in that Sunday planning, which like you talked about, where you're looking at not just what clients need that touch, but as you're getting ready for your prospecting, you're dialing into and you're connecting with your database for the next week, you could be looking at that as well too on Sunday and saying, what am I going to deliver to this person that I haven't spoken to in 90 days or 6 months? What am I going to say to them? What is the conversation? What's going to be relevant for them, right? So, I mean, it all comes back. I'm noticing it all comes back to that Sunday planning a little bit, doesn't it? That Sunday planning and that morning planning.
Absolutely, because it doesn't happen by accident. It's Sunday planning is intention in action.
I like that. Sunday is intention in action because it gets you in action. Okay, one last thing here because I know we're running down on time. How important is it if we're going to keep ourselves moving forward when others stop? And you probably, here's the great thing. Everyone that's listening right now, your competition is beginning to experience the same thing that you are. They're beginning to hit that resistance point, which means that your level of competition will begin to drop because the fact that there's fewer people out there going after the business. So what that means is this. If you can keep yourself moving forward into February, into March, into April, when everyone else has stopped, it gives you the opportunity to get a bigger piece of the pie to gain market share. So, Eileen, one last thing here. How important is it, this whole concept of looking for our successes, identifying what we're doing right? That whole concept, because I've heard it before that people that succeed, they focus on what works right. People that fail, they put their attention on all their failures that they've actually had in the last day, week, month, etc. How critical do you think that is for yourself, for your team, for the people that you coach?
I think it's everything. I think looking at what you're doing, evaluating everything that you and I are talking about, and we know it's all linked together, right? So it's starting with those foundations of calendar and mindset and prospecting, and then inspecting what you expect from yourself, working with your coach to decide what's the slight adjustment that's going to make a significant difference in your production, in the quality of your business, your day, and your life. Everything, you have to look at it. You have to. That's why sometimes when we get busy and we're growing, we get on that hamster wheel and we're go, 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 go. You've got to carve out a little bit of time every single week to look at that, because that is what builds the consistency, that build that you're talking to everybody about, right? It's like raise the bar. Now be consistent. Now raise the bar again. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you're looking at it and you're clear with what needs to be done, not just for the next 11 months, but for the next 72 hours and for the next 7 days.
I love it. You know what? This is interesting because as we're sitting here having this conversation, I recognize something. Most people they do planning one time a year, don't they, Eileen? They create their business plan for the next upcoming year. Maybe they do that on January 1st. Maybe they do it in October. Maybe they're in advance, or November or December, or whatever. But for most people, that's when they stop. They do a plan one time, then that becomes something. It's almost like an old book that they put aside, and then they don't look at it again. But what I'm getting out of this, and hopefully all the listeners, all the great listeners out there are recognizing this as well too, is that planning isn't something that you do once and put it aside. Planning, or your business plan, or your goals, your personal goals, whatever, it's something that you're doing on a regular basis, at least every single week, where you're cataloging how you've grown, how you've moved forward, the progress that you've made, and then making those slight edge adjustments to this upcoming week or the upcoming day so that you can continue to actually grow. In essence, every day becomes New Year's Eve because you're resetting the goal every single day. How do we keep momentum going, Eileen? We just keep resetting the goal, right? And we keep getting like Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, day after day after day, versus it being something that happens once out of 365 days.
Agreed.
So,
no question.
Excellent. Okay, so anything else that you want to leave with them? Like, is there any other bit of advice? Because I know that we hit 3 key things. Number 1 was the importance of that morning routine, the ritual, the affirmations, the 10-10-5 that you talked about, reviewing the goals. Number 2 was that Sunday planning, the critical aspect of doing the Sunday planning, having that in place so that it's something that resets every single week and gets you focused, gets you present to what needs to take place. We talked a little bit. Number 3 was, how do we bring that great customer service? How do we keep growing and providing customers with that wow? Anything else you want to give them? Any last little bit of advice?
Listen to your coach. Does that count?
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
From coaching to
everything
coach.
we said, from a coach to my coach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that alone is very telling. Tom has coaches. You have coaches. I'm a coach. I know how committed I am to my clients to help them grow, but here I am, right? Every single week being coached by you because, as a lot of them heard me say last week, I refuse to ever become complacent. It doesn't mean I have to go from 125 deals to 500 deals because that may not be what I'm looking for in life. Maybe, maybe not. But whatever I'm doing, I will not become complacent because what I've come to realize is I'm in charge. Like, I get to live life by design, pun intended.
I can see the book in the very back as well, too. I love it. Well, Eileen, from me, from Tom, from all of the viewers and all the listeners, I just want to express to you our gratitude, our appreciation for you taking time out. Many of you don't know, this is a Sunday, so Eileen took time out on Sunday to do this. And, woo! She just completed a 20-mile bike ride. Talk about consistency, baby. I love it. Right? And, to everyone who listened to this, if they want to be able to reach out to you, if they want to contact you, if they'd like to be able to send you referrals to the Long Beach area, how would they get a hold of you?
Probably Facebook is the easiest way with our platform for anybody to find me. If you and again, in all fairness to my amazing colleagues, a lot of us here in the Long Beach area are with Tom, and you have great choice in that list. Facebook's a great way to reach out, and also for me and for anybody else that is reaching out within the Tom Ferry organization to each other on Facebook, please remember to send a message with your friend request. Because as we grow, our teams, our businesses, as Tom continues to grow, sometimes I'll go in and honestly, there'll be 100 friend requests. And obviously, if you're associated with Tom Ferry, I know, okay, let's connect. But take the guessing out of it. When you're trying to build relationship online, just a little last takeaway, send a message, even if it's just a one-liner with your friend request, so that I know what the connection is, and then we are forever connected.
And they spell your name. Spell your name for them.
First name is E-I-L-E-E-N. Last name is Rivera, R-I-V-E-R-A.
Awesome, Eileen. Excellent. And for all of you that are listening to this and going, gosh, you know what? How do I get more information about coaching? How do I get more information about the Tom Ferry organization? Because I know some of you, this may be your first exposure. Please go to tomferry.com. You can sign up for a free coaching call with one of our great in-house coaches, or they can answer any questions for you. You can also go to tomferry.com to see the schedule of events that are coming up, because I know we're coming to your area soon. Or you can call us at 888-866-3377. That's 888-866-3377. Hey guys, from me, #REal Succes. If you got some good stuff out of this, be sure to comment. Be sure to like. We love to hear your feedback. Twitter us at #REal Succes or #Tom Ferry. Guys, until our next call, keep your mind focused on the future. Keep your actions right here in the present. Keep on moving forward, and make your life an epic adventure. This is Coach Bill Pipes signing off with Eileen Rivera, the amazing. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you guys all for being here today. Yeah, thank you. And I look forward to speaking to you all again at our next Real Success interview. Have a powerful, powerful couple of weeks. Happy New Year again. Bye-bye.